Okay, let's get started. Hello again, and welcome to the second of 3 videos brought to you by Master the Pullback on the products that we offer and have available in our trading toolset. Today we're going to talk about something called the control point. Okay, so what is the control point? Well, the control point is a support and resistance type of line that prints heavy areas um, when markets are trending hard up, hard down, and kind of illustrates areas where prices tend to pull back so you can jump on to that hard uptrend or hard downtrend. Now, personally, I'm a big believer in support and resistance. I believe they offer a lot of value for the main reason that prices do tend to hang around a certain level. Prices do tend to break down below a certain level. Prices do tend to consolidate first and then break out or break down, and then they have a tendency to retrace back to that original area, test it, tag it, however you want to call it, and then continue and resume its original trend after the breakout. I also believe that prices, after they consolidate, after they break down or break out of an area of support or resistance, prices do tend to come back, consolidate once again, and rocket out of that area in the opposite direction. Okay, so that's kind of a quick summary of what support and resistance is for those of you that have no idea. And really, the control point is designed again to get you into a really, really hard trending market. The example we're going to be looking at today is an example from a day when this particular market, the NQ, and again, for those of you that don't know, the NQ is the E-mini NASDAQ 100 traded on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, Globex, E-mini NASDAQ futures. And this, the example we're going to look at today is a day where this particular instrument gapped up 40 points at the open. Okay, so first thing you're thinking is, man, come to work, turn on your computer, looking at the market, doing your research for that day, and you're like, holy moly, market's up 40 points. How on earth do I trade this? Do I gamble and just try to call a top, try to short it? Do I size down and just try to ride the momentum, hoping it goes from up 40 points to like up 45 points? Or do I do nothing? Okay. Typically on those kind of days, those are normally your only options. Now, what the control point does is it offers you another option to enter these hard gap up days, these massive, massive up days. And it kind of illustrates areas where prices tend to consolidate, pull back to, and then continue rocketing in the original direction, or where prices come down, consolidate, and then break down. Okay. So again, let's take a look at some examples here. Now, what I have loaded for you here is the NQ on a V-bar setting of 2, and what do we have here? So we have the control point, and what I have loaded for you here is something called Market Replay. Okay. Market Replay is something that's offered by NinjaTrader. It allows you to see real-time bar prints of in any day that you choose, going back, I think, 6 months or possibly a year. It's a really fantastic tool. I highly recommend it for people that are looking to backtest or try out their new strategies. So let me go ahead and launch the Market Replay. So I'm going to launch this at 8 o'clock a.m. Central Time. And I'm going to try to fast forward it so that we're not sitting around, for 8 hours. This is my attempt here to be a 15-minute video or less. So let's get started here. So now one of the first things you notice is that these thick blue lines are being printed, right? So the thick blue line on the right-hand portion of your screen is the control point. And what you're typically looking for, let me try to fit this in the chart here so it's not too much out of control. Okay, that's better. So what you're looking at is the control point, the thick blue line, and we're looking for areas where the market is going to pull back, tag that line, and do something, right? Essentially, the theory behind the control point is something happens at the blue line. Nobody knows what. Prices are either going to tag it and continue on hard, or prices are simply going to crash through, right? So one of those two things is going to happen at every single control point that prints. And one of the cool things that I personally like about the control point is you don't get a lot of them, right? Because they're so highly accurate, you just don't get a lot of them. So when they do appear, you definitely have got to keep your eyes peeled, because when they do appear, prices pull back to the control point, you'd better be on the lookout for, a pretty hard move, okay? So what we just saw there in the last 2 minutes was 30 minutes of action from 8 o'clock in the morning to 8:30. So now this is the official open, market open. Market opens at 8:30 a.m. Central Time. And again, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be watching for prints of the control point, and we're going to be looking for any retracements to the control point, okay? One of the things you can kind of notice as this is hanging out here is that the speed of this thing is dramatically slowed down. And what happens at 8:30 in the morning is that a tremendous amount of volume comes in. Um, thousands and thousands of contracts trade right at this opening print here. So doing my best to speed this up. Like I said, I don't want to try to have this video be a 9-hour session of the entire day. So let me try to speed this up one more time, see if I'm successful at this. Probably not. So try to be patient here, but let's continue to watch, see what happens. So you can kind of see that prices are kind of coming down to this control point. Is it going to tag the control point? I have no idea, but let's continue to watch. Okay, prices are coming really, okay, there we go. There's our first tag of the control point at 8:35 in the morning. Not too shabby. So, like I said, the theory behind the control point is something major is going to happen at these control points. Prices are going to consolidate, potentially, and they're either going to take back off in the direction of the original uptrend, or they're going to simply smash down. And, a lot of people ask, well, how do I trade this? And to be honest with you, I mean, what I like to do is I like to have the level at least on my chart so that regardless of whatever strategy I'm trying to implement, I want to be aware of these major levels, right? I mean, these are legitimately major levels. I mean, they're important. So if I'm trading any instrument, I want to know where these levels are taking place, right? So you can kind of see that it tagged this control point, hung around there, consolidation, just like I said, and continues to take off in the direction of the original trend. Now, how long is this trend going to last? Nobody knows. If anybody knew that, they'd all be billionaires. Really, as I mentioned in part one of this three-part series, the only way to make any serious money is to try to get on board a trend and try to milk that trend for as long as you can. And the control point makes a valiant effort to do just that. Let's go ahead and continue to watch here. Okay, we have another tag. 8:40, 10 minutes in to the open. And what's going to happen? Is it going to crash through, or is it going to resume? Okay, looks like it's crashing through there. Let's see if it offers any kind of retracement back. And again, as we're watching this, I do have to give a plug to NinjaTrader's Market Replay. I mean, it's just a fantastic tool. You can pick really any day, any instrument, any market really, and download that day's data and just watch it, and watch and see how it prints in real time. I mean, it's just one of the best features I've ever seen on any trading platform, and this is why NinjaTrader is our preferred charting platform, because it's just so robust, just really easy to use. All right, we're at 8:45, about 15 minutes into the open. How long has this video been running? Again, guys, I'm trying to look at a way to speed this up, but unfortunately, we're kind of limited here. So, just going to have to bear with me and see, just keep watching here. But regardless, I hope you kind of get the general concept behind the control point. What I'm going to do is quickly try to put this video on hold and sort of like fast forward this so you guys can kind of see what happened, throughout the rest of the day. So stand by for 1 second. And we're back. Okay. So what I was able to do was try to fast forward here a little bit. I think we left off around 8:45 and change. Where did we go here? So yeah, right around here somewhere from what I remember. So let's quickly take a look here. So as I mentioned, the control point is very heavy areas where something is going to happen. We don't know what. Is it going to tag it and continue on, or is it going to crash through? Okay. So here's kind of whoops. Let me get this back into focus here. Here's kind of what happened as we cross into the 9 o'clock time frame. You can see that price clearly bounced off of this control point, and the next control point was created around 9:02 a.m. Hopefully, if you were taking these signals, you would have been long here at around 46.17 on the NQ, and 20 minutes later, you're up 15 points and holding strong. So let's continue to see how this plays out. So again, we're looking for any potential tags, or AKA pullbacks, to the control point. And we're looking for breakdowns or breakouts, or retracements. Okay. So again, here's another spot, right? Breaks down here, comes back through, breaks down, comes back. So this is what I call consolidation. You're just basically looking for any areas here to enter long. This market has shown absolutely no signs of going short. Eventually, I'm sure there will be a massive breakdown of this support line, but as of right now, I'm really only looking for longs. It's call it 9:30 in the morning. Okay, so the next control point is formed. We didn't get any kind of pullback. Again, this is classic, very, very typical in a hard uptrending market. You get very few chances to enter on a pullback. There's your first tag right there, 1120, what is that? 1124. First tag. You can see that control point was completely respected because a handful more of control points formed, which means this is clearly established into an uptrend. Okay, so guys, let's take a look at this. Guys and gals, really, the control point, and what I love about this is you get very, very few options to enter, right? When you do get the opportunity to enter, you have to jump on it and you have to hold on to it, right? That's what I love about this control point. I actually prefer signals, very, very few signals, but the signals that are generated, are batting like 100% or close to 100% as possible. Okay. So anyway, that's kind of the story there on the control point. Hopefully you kind of get the general concept, the understanding behind what it does, what it's supposed to do, and how to add this to your tool set and potentially look for these areas, and just keep track of these areas. Even if you do nothing else, it's kind of a helpful area to print on your chart, just to be on the lookout, if something is going to happen at that line. Okay. As usual, if you have any questions, comments, feedback, or thoughts on these videos, if you have any further interest in our products, please do not hesitate to contact us at our email, support@masterthepullback.com, or on Skype, profile name Master the Pullback. Thank you again for taking time out of your day to watch this video.